Each one of my boys, at birth, they were all given a small wooden stick. That would be their individual medicine. It gave them strength, it gave them belief for our game, the lacrosse game. The lacrosse game is entertainment for our creator. That's why it's so important for us to play the way we play. The way I've taught my boys how to play the game. You have to train for it, you have to be able to do it mentally, physically, and then when you go out there, you don't have that sad face, because at the end of the game, even though you don't have the so-called winning score, it doesn't mean that you're not a winner, because you actually got to play for the creator. This field here means so much because this is where it started. This is where it started for all of us. We know that the spirit is there with them because of this field here. We call it our backyard games. That would be an everyday thing. Whether all four brothers were out there and myself were out there, Lyle was always out there. Lyle was always the youngest one. Jeremy and Heinz, Miles, they were all bigger, stronger, faster, and he had to push himself just to compete. After they would get done with the game, it would just be getting dark, the boys would come in, he'd stay out there and go over things that would improve him for the next day that he would be going out there. That's what makes him a special person, because as a little child, do what he was doing, he was like water moving through rocks. You don't see that. You just don't. And when you do, you know that you have a special player. I knew the spirit of the game, that he held that. I think Lyle loves the game even more than he did when he was a younger child, because he's learned so much from the game. As a child, you just go out and you play free and you just have this enjoyment. And now he has a different enjoyment with it because he's a teacher now. It's not just about going out in the backyard anymore and playing with your stick. It takes more to get to that level where he is. I think his teachings, what he wants to be able to do, is helping the next generation. It's an inspiration for a lot of kids to see Lyle, because it's not just like, you know, I wish I could do this and I wish I could do that. Lyle practices like a professional. He has to be able to look at the other athletes and be better than them. And for that, I think he helps all the Native communities in a way that it's even going to change them, everything about them. And he knows that. He plays for a reason, and he plays so hard. It's not about the records that he's broken, and it's not that score. He wants to go and play because he knows the creator's watching, and he's going to give it his best. When the athletes are set free like a thoroughbred horse, you just let them run. You don't try to pull back on the reins, you just let them run and see what happens. Lyle was set free to do what he was able to do. People want to see what he's capable of doing next.